Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we are diving into something that's absolutely fundamental, yet incredibly powerful in the world of coding. We're talking about how we translate basic, everyday human language into strict computer logic using Python strings. If you've ever wondered how your favorite apps magically know your name, format your messages perfectly, or automatically calculate the length of your tweets, well, you are in the exact right place.
All right, let's dive into this. Here is our quick roadmap for today. We'll start with what Python strings actually are, then move on to mastering quote marks, measuring text with the len function, exploring the magic of concatenation, and finally, we're going to build your very first working program.
So Section 1. What are Python strings? The building blocks of text.
Before we even look at a single line of code, let's just pose a simple question. When you read a book, your brain effortlessly understands the words, the sentences, the whole context, right? But a computer just sees a massive stream of raw electrical impulses. So, how does a machine actually read a sentence? That brings us to our core definition. In Python, a string is a sequence of characters enclosed by matching single or double quotes. Think of it this way. To a computer, text isn't some flowing, abstract idea. It's a physical object. Imagine individual characters, your letters, numbers, even the blank spaces, as beads on a literal string. And those quote marks? They're the clasps on either end of the necklace holding the whole shebang together. Without those clasps, the beads just scatter everywhere and the computer throws a massive error.
Moving right along to Section 2, Mastering the quote marks and why matching matters.
Now, what's really interesting about this concept is that computers are incredibly fast, but they're also easily confused. They need absolutely clear boundaries. Think about the profound difference between the raw number 17 and a 17 wrapped in quotes. While you and I look at both of those and immediately think of the mathematical value of 17, Python sees two entirely different universes. The integer 17, that's for math. But the exact second you put quotes around it to make it a string, those quotes tell Python that this is just text now. It's purely a visual symbol. You literally can't multiply the string 17 any more than you could multiply the word apple.
And listen, Python is famously strict about how you use these quotes, which is honestly kind of funny when you're first starting out. You can use single quotes or double quotes. Python really doesn't mind, as long as they match perfectly. But if you start with a double quote and try to end with a single quote, your code breaks. My absolute favorite example of this is the phrase, "I hope you aren't sad." If you wrap that entire sentence in single quotes, Python scans through, sees the apostrophe inside the word aren't, and goes, "Ah, that's the end of the string." The rest of the sentence is left hanging and causes an immediate crash. The simple fix, you just wrap the whole thing in double quotes instead.
Section 3. Measuring text with len. Sizing up your data.
This brings us to your very first actual programming tool. It's a built-in function that lets you analyze the data you've just created. It's called the len function, which is just short for length. Whenever you type len and put a string inside its parentheses, Python acts like a highly meticulous accountant. It looks inside those quote marks and counts up every single character it finds, reporting back the total length of the string. Let's turn this into a quick game show moment, shall we? If we drop the string, "Hi Ali," directly into our len function, what is the exact return value going to be? Take a quick second to guess the total number of characters.
Boom, it's 6. If you counted 6, you hit the nail on the head. A lot of beginners will just count the letters, H-I-A-L-I, which is only 5. But the crucial point here is that the space between the words absolutely counts as a character. A space is a physical keystroke, it takes up real memory, and to a computer, it is just as real as an H or an A.
Okay, time for a bit of a curveball to really test your understanding of a string's absolute limits. What happens if you run that len function on an empty string? Meaning, just two double quotes right next to each other, with absolutely nothing inside them. What's the length?
It is exactly 0. 2 quotes with nothing inside equals 0 characters. Now, you might be sitting there wondering, why on earth would I ever purposefully make an empty string? Well, this actually matters immensely in the real world. Imagine you're building a login screen for an app. If you check the length of the password field and it returns a 0, your program instantly knows the user accidentally left the field blank, and it can prompt them to fix it.
Section 4. The magic of concatenation. Gluing it all together.
This right here is our second superpower. And yeah, concatenation sounds like a highly technical, intimidating word, but it is quite literally just a fancy term for linking pieces of text together. In Python, we use the simple plus sign to concatenate.
But remember, we are dealing with text now, not math. Think of the plus sign here like the heavy metal couplings between train cars. It doesn't do any arithmetic, it just physically couples the A train car directly to the part train car, leaving you with one continuous train, a part.
So, let's test that logic. How would you use this plus operator to produce the exact string 10, but without doing any actual arithmetic? You simply glue the string 1 directly to the string 0. I mean, in the real world, 1 plus 0 equals 1, obviously. But in stringland, gluing a text 1 and a text 0 together gives you 10. This perfectly highlights how Python just blindly follows your commands based purely on whether something has quotes around it or not.
Let's anchor this concept in reality for a second. Why does concatenation actually matter to you as a programmer? Because it's a real game changer. It's the engine behind dynamic software. It allows you to combine user inputs, link static text with changing variables, and format your outputs seamlessly. When an app sends you an automated notification that says, "Hi," plus your actual name, plus an exclamation mark, that is concatenation at work. It's exactly how code becomes personalized.
And finally, Section 5, building your first program, putting it to work.
All right, it is time for the grand finale. We're going to take all these pieces, defining strings, measuring them, gluing them together, and put them to work in some real functional mini-programs. Let's walk through the logical flow of our first script. We want an app that asks for a user's first and last name, analyzes it, and tells them exactly how long their name is. So, step 1, we grab the inputs. Let's say the user types Alan for the first name and Turing for the last. Step 2, we use our trusty len function to calculate the characters in each name. And step 3, we print those results out in a nice, readable sentence. And this brilliantly illustrates how it all comes together on a single line of code. We have our static string, your first name is. Then we literally just drop the len function right into the middle of the print statement, hand it our variable first, and then we finish it off with another static string, letters long. Python dynamically measures the name on the fly and spits that measured text right back out to the user.
Let's look at a second quick program, this time focusing on how we format things elegantly using our other new superpower, concatenation. Here, we want to create a custom greeting, but with perfect punctuation. Step 1. We assign the string Freda to a variable called name and happy to a variable called feel. Step 2. We combine these variables with proper punctuation using that plus sign. And step 3, we print it. Notice exactly how that concatenation operator is used at the very end there. We print the static string, I'm glad you feel, we use a comma to add a natural space, and then we take the variable feel and use the plus sign to glue it directly to the period. That plus sign ensures that the period touches the very last letter of the word happy, so we don't end up with some awkward, weird space before the punctuation. It's just really clean, professional output.
And just like that, you are writing Python. Now that you know exactly how computers physically read text as strings, how to measure it with the len function, and how to glue it all together with concatenation, the real question is, what are you going to build with your new string superpowers? I highly challenge you to look at every app, every login screen, and every single personalized email you get today totally differently, because now you know exactly how they do it behind the scenes. But it makes you wonder, what happens when you need to search through millions of these strings instantly, or say, teach a machine to actually understand the emotion behind the text? Well, that is where things get absolutely fascinating. Keep exploring, keep coding, and I will see you in the next explainer.